love life in general.
Oh shit, I forgot. Oh man, I forgot my telephone. I knew I was gonna forget something.
What did you forget?
My telephone, I wanna see what people write.
Oh no.
Oh no!
It's okay, we're just like starting out this show. Hey Flute, welcome to the stream, how are you?
People remembered, see? People remembered.
Where's my pizza? Katie, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, I fucking ate it. I got so hungry, this is just so good.
What?
Hey Flute. Long time no see. Long time no see. Alright.
Hey Snake!
This stuff to stop. I've got like Blizzard basically having me on my door saying like, why the fuck did you turn off .net? We wanted to show you like every single view right now. Be back to the next one. Okay, see you Katie. Thanks.
Alright, so we good?
Who's that Softie? This is hit&bun. So guys, if you don't know hit&bun already, check him out. He's like an up-and-coming like big streamer.
Oh no.
Big voice streamer.
No.
He does what else do you do hit&bun? I think you should like tell them what you do.
What I do? For now I'm doing video games and obviously podcasts with this guy.
Yeah.
There's gonna be stuff.
So look on this guy with his like broadcast face. There you go.
There's gonna be more stuff with Softie and without Softie, so don't worry about it. We are still young.
How could you?
How could you?
How dare you?
Alright, so I'll let you start because you are a well-known caffeine streamer.
No caffeine streamer. Lol. Alright, yeah, so we were gonna start off talking about watching something like this. Nice, that's nice too. So we were gonna start talking about love life. Like at the very start of the podcast, it's about like falling in love, right? So our idea really was to basically talk about, Valentine's Day, what it means to different people.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear, man.
In your relationships and stuff.
That's what I wanted to hear from you because you said you had like a very nice Valentine's Day. So let's just start there first.
Very nice.
What happened?
That was a bit of an exaggeration. I had a bittersweet for Valentine's. Bittersweet Valentine's Day.
Alright. Well, something happened.
So if you're going to relate this to the podcast, like I would probably be falling in love. Like I'm at the stage where I'm supposed to be falling in love on Valentine's, and I'm not doing that.
Aww.
Currently, no. Yeah.
So there's that. Okay.
So how the night went was basically like I just came back from lectures, right, and I started streaming up, and suddenly I completely forgot that we were supposed to be doing a meeting.
Right.
We were supposed to be doing a meeting
Right.
about the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Strong independent single bun. Alright, yeah, we were supposed to be doing a meeting, right? So after we handled everything about the podcast and everything, I went off stream and turns out like one of my friends, they had like their friends who live in Coventry, which is like an hour away from here.
Mm-hmm.
Their friend had some family issues and they wanted to come down to Birmingham and spend like the weekend with this friend that I made. So this friend will call her Monica, I guess.
Hey, what's up, Monica?
It's easier for her.
Okay.
But she's basically someone who's on my lecture course, and like we just like see each other in lectures, and it just so happened that she dyed her hair at the start of term as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So funny story. This was not supposed to be green, but it turned out being green, and ever since then, a lot of people have been like poking fun at like poking her because like she has green hair. She has green hair, and it's very noticeable whenever you're out in public and stuff like that. Like you're a guy, she's a girl, and you both have matching hair, and you both like laugh and like have fun like your friends, right? So I had sort of like a bit of a bit of a thing going with that, but like no, really early on she already made it clear like she's not interested in guys. So there we are. That's that situation. Like literally we're just good friends and that's it.
But you have matching hair and you laugh, so people think that you're in love.
Her hair is like stopped being green, like faded already. So like.
So she's not in love anymore.
She's just leaving it bleached, and she's planning on dyeing it like gray. Yeah, ash gray. So
ash gray.
That's Monica. And Monica's friend came in on Valentine's, and we went out clubbing because like there's nowhere else to go, dude. There's nowhere else to go in Birmingham, right?
And then you danced like you did the softie dance.
Yes.
It's like, welcome to podcast, bro. Yeah, the softie dance, you know. It was they're just for warming up, you know. How we doing? We're doing great, man. We're doing some podcasts about love. Because we're in love. No, not us, you know. Not us. No, don't. No. I mean, I like Softie, but, you know, he's not my woman, sorry.
So here we are. Basically, me going to a club I didn't really want to go to. I was like tired as fuck. Pretty much a full-on day, right?
Yeah.
But we went out and we were supposed to go to this really nice club here in Birmingham called Nightingales.
Ooh. Okay.
And like, yeah, it was the nicest place I had ever been to, and like one of the only clubs I ever really like enjoyed being in, right?
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, I'm fucking worn out, but at least it's Nightingales, so it'll be an easy night. I'll like it.
Okay, alright.
But turns out, dude, another plot twist. Nightingale did not let anyone in at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Why not?
Which is when we went. That was the time we arrived at the freaking club.
Why not?
It's a bit, you know. Yeah, it was a bit rough getting there because there's this tradition here in the UK, basically. I don't really know how it started or why it's a thing, but if you're going out clubbing, you have things called prees. You have free drinks, basically, and you get kind of tipsy. Yeah.
Same here, yeah.
And yeah. So we have prees, and then we were also wiped out, but we barely managed to like just, you know, stumble your way down the stairs or stumble your way into the Uber. Right. So after we got in the Uber and got to the club, the friend, like Monica's friend, right, freaking just kept like throwing me signals and stuff like that. You know how it is, like just showing interest in you, you know. And Monica's friend, they're gay.
So
it's not a problem. They're like it's like hard for them because we couldn't go to the Night Girls, which is a gay club.
Oh.
It's a club meant to, be supportive and like it's a nice, loving environment.
Okay.
So because we couldn't get in there, we tried a bunch of other clubs in the same area because it's like the village,
Yep.
It's a nice little LGBT sector of Birmingham. So the other hit&bun. Thanks Turtle. Thanks for sharing the love between two of our sides. Thank you. Right. Yeah, so what happened was we ended up going to one of these straightest fucking clubs in Birmingham. It's one of the biggest ones, but it's so straight. It's so fucking straight.
It's so straight.
Guys will hit on you. If you're a girl, guys within a 5-foot radius of you will hit on you. It is that kind of club. It's got bangers. It's got some really, really good music, but like, yeah, lots of creeps.
So if I ever come to Birmingham, this is where I can meet women. Okay.
That's where you're really going to meet people, yeah. But I mean, the crowd's a bit young. It's like a bit fucking young.
Dude, if I'm 50 and my woman is 18, I mean,
no, dude.
That's not my problem.
No, your problem. Okay.
That's her problem.
That's you.
I mean, I don't want to be a sugar daddy, but if she wants me, what can I say, man?
What can you say?
I'm kidding.
That is
Right.
We got you. Yeah. So, yeah, the club was kind of dead. I'll be honest with you, because it's a Friday, not a Saturday, and for whatever reason, people like Saturday a lot more.
Yeah, same here.
And why? Because you'll have like literally 1 degree cockroach.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So it was just so much dancing and so much noise, and I was not ready for any of it. I was just blanked out enough. I was blanked out enough on freaking shots and like whatever else to like just go through the club, and like I didn't even register the fact that my feet were like aching the entire fucking time. So hey, congrats me. Yeah. And I was trying like for the whole night, basically just to find someone,
Yeah.
I was really trying to find someone, and so that we wouldn't go home and it was like, just the three of us, and sort of like just having a mute evening, Because then we might as well have just like stayed at home, dude. We might as well just stayed at home. It's just always gonna be three of us at night.
I know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had 2 girls at my house, I mean, we would have like a very quiet evening indeed. No?
You don't understand, right? Like what? Like Monica is such a fucking lesbian. She is so lesbian. So like, there's just zero interest. Literally, the mere mention of just like hooking up is like.
Okay, but that's a challenge for you, no?
No.
No?
I'm pretty fucking sure. Like, my interests lie elsewhere.
Okay.
I'm pretty fucking sure my interests lie elsewhere.
Alright.
So yeah, basically we were supposed to go back to like Monica's place and like just fucking just chill out after the club. What ended up actually happening is we wanted to get McDonald's, and because we bought McDonald's, Monica didn't want the McDonald's stinking up her flat because she's a fucking vegan.
Oh.
She's a fucking vegan, so like she didn't want McDonald's smell in her flat. So we ended up just coming to mine and just eating our kitchenette. And now that was fine, that was totally chill. But they wanted to crash in my bed.
Of course.
Crash in my single ass bed right here.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Like me, the other like other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I still got foundation on fucking pillow. I still got fucking foundation on fucking pillow. You can see it.
Oh,
That's not.
that's not how you fall in love.
That my fucking own filth and like my own fucking spit or anything. That's fucking foundation. It's straight foundation, dude.
Alright, she's not for you, man.
No, dude.
No.
That's wild.
No.
Monica is alright, but like her friend is. No, okay, like the friend basically tried to like get it on with me fucking entire fucking night, just like trying to smooch me. It's like
Okay.
one thing I barely talk to them.
Okay.
Not my type. Really not my type.
Alright.
So yeah,
Fair enough.
that was my Valentine's.
Hey, Branson. Welcome to the
That
podcast.
was my falling love stage.
Oh, you wanna hear mine? Huh? You wanna hear mine? I was with this guy right there. I was with this guy doing some stuff for today. Because why not? And then I went and played some video games. And that was it. But I do have an excuse because, you know, I have a heart condition and I can't do this. What's up, Plant? Real quick, alright.
Excuse and fun. It's more of like I think it's like a creative constraint. You know what I mean? Like in terms of creativity, you can work around that problem.
No, dude.
Because I'm pressing this thing.
It's hard, you know, it's hard whenever I go out and I see what the hell are you on about, Planzo?
I'm just showing my stream like what my hat does basically. So
What the hell?
see these? Hey.
Alright, Softy, I got a viewer here who says people say consent is everything, but I didn't consent to being born. How do you respond to that?
Consent. What?
People say consent is everything, but I didn't consent to being born. What do you say to that? Come on. That's like
I think consent doesn't have the like range of influence that you think it does.
yeah.
Right?
Mm.
Consent to being born is just it's a paradox. You can't
It's not your choice, basically.
consent to being born. Right? So I don't think you should give the weight to consent as much as you do. Right?
Yeah.
But consent is everything in love. Let's put it that way, okay? Everything in love, consent.
But if you were not born, you would not be here watching this awesome podcast.
Hear me out. That's not like relationships and managing relationships. That is
No.
process, right? It's a biological process in which you are born. Right? You personally, you can give consent to as much as you are able to in life.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not in life yet, then you can't give consent. Therein lies the issue. So like, consent's range of influence is all over love, but like, you have control over what you are present in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not present in it, then what you can't be in control with it. You have consent about that. And you are definitely present in a relationship, and that's why we say consent is everything in relationships.
Alright, man, thanks for being here. Have fun, man.
Yeah.
Alright, let's you know, it's been 20 minutes. Let's not get off topic too much because we have a lot of stuff to cover. So
Yeah.
you said we are gonna start with falling in love because usually people fall in love before they break up, you know. That's how it is. So falling in love, I'm pretty sure you were in love at one point in your life, basically. The teacher doesn't count, by the way. The teacher doesn't count, okay? So,
Oh my god, we started this podcast off strong, dude.
of course! I mean, people like to hear, those juicy stories, because why not? No, but seriously.
Naturally crush on every single teacher.
No, I mean, every boy when he was small, even you, even me, probably had like a crush on a teacher, right? Right. Just saying.
Depends on your like exposure to teachers, alright? Not all of them are. Not all of them turn out to be fresh-faced graduates.
No, I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, like if when you came, like I don't know, to high school and you had like a very hot teacher, and you're like, I want to sit in the back and look at her. Just stuff like that. I didn't mean like to have a big crush on her.
I got you.
Everybody did that probably. Well, most of us. I see you, Snake. I see you. Alright, so falling in love. What would you say is like the most important thing about falling in love? What would you like look at when you wanna fall in love? What's the first thing you notice?
I think the first thing you think about when falling in love is like kind of like what you want to find in a partner, really, right? You always go into that discussion like, oh, I want them to be smart, I want them to be like kind, I want them to want stuff that is like bigger than just a normal life, I guess. So a lot of people are really keen on that stuff nowadays. They just want someone who's ambitious.
Nicely put, Snake.
Go venture.
No, I'm just talking to my viewers. Don't worry about it.
It's alright. Alright, so yeah, I feel like people put a lot of weight on what they want out of their partner rather than like the actual qualities that the partner has. Like just appreciating your partner for who they are, I think is kind of a more important thing out of that stage of relationship.
True.
Like, you have to sort of learn to accept the partner for every part of them rather than just like the things that you want. And that's how you start to, fall deeper into love, really.
So this is also what you like to do when you meet somebody? Or do you have like some special stuff that you like before you actually fall in love with somebody? Make a ritual or something? I don't know.
So this is the thing, like, a lot of people always fall into like common interests and stuff like that because you always need to have a ritual. It's like just intrinsic, like it's just part of like the game, like just a part of just like how you do it in general. You always need to have like this thing you do together, right?
Right.
Like whether it's video games, whether it's like reading books together, whether it's going on the park together, going shopping together, something, right? You need that in between space where you're not at home and cuddling, and you're not also like just apart from each other and doing your own work.
Yeah.
Like you need that space where you're in public, but also not like apart from each other. They're like interacting together with each other, but wider space.
Yeah. Okay.
So I feel like rituals are kind of just like how we do it nowadays. Because it's kind of it's not fun to just like literally sit and like be with your partner when it's you and her the entire day, or you and him the entire day, or like you and them the entire day. Okay.
Oh, if it was me and them, I mean, yeah, that's what the rest.
In fact, you do know that them is like what we use now to say like whatever gender you are.
No.
Yeah.
If it's me and them, it's definitely
them
women.
It's not just plural.
No.
Not just plural. Yeah.
If it's me and them, it's only women with me. Sorry.
Them them as a role is also interesting.
I go this way, but I don't go this
But
way.
I also personally think like it's acceptable. Okay, it's just if you have more than one partner in your life, I think that's still valid. Okay, just for the record.
It depends. It depends on what your commitment is.
Consensual. As long as it's all consensual.
If it's consensual, yeah. But if you're like married and
if you're married and then you have someone, that's different. Okay,
that's different. Yeah. But if it's consensual, sure, yeah, why not?
If you subscribe to the monogamous like relationship model, then well, you have a problem if you have several partners now. Okay, but if you are polyamorous, like personally, I am quite polyamorous, but I don't exclusively look for polyamorous relationships to begin. So yeah, I'm okay subscribing to more like I can love more than one person at one time. So relationship model.
Okay, alright.
Like a lot of people have this misconception, right? That you have to be like this person who is always on it, who's always like having, hookups with like this person and that person every day of the week, right? If you're a polyamorous person, but clearly that's not the case, like especially not for people like me who find it hard to meet people. So you can feel confident in your own like relationship models, even if you aren't exactly experiencing them at the moment.
Well, you're not the only one. Okay, I do have problems as well. So, but not because I'm shy. I mean, I do have problems because pretty much every human being has problems because that's how it is. But I meet women, like when I go out, I meet women. If I go, like, let's say to a bar or to a store or whatever, wherever. It's just sometimes I get like such bad responses that I'm like, why do I even bother, Because, I mean, I'll give you guys an example. Last year or 2 years ago, I don't remember exactly, but me and my friend went out. Sure, we had a few drinks, but we don't change. I'm nice now, I'm nice when I'm drunk. Doesn't matter, right? Trust me. And we went out, and then we saw like two girls on a bench, just talking and just being sad or something. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just approach and just say, hello, how are you ladies doing tonight? That's all. Nothing more. I didn't want like to just say anything. I just wanted to say hello. So I came up to them and I did just what I said. And guess what? They replied to me, shut the fuck up, get away from me. That was the only response I got. I didn't want anything.
It says a lot more about them.
I know.
About you.
I know, but
this
this happens a lot lately to me. And I'm like, why? I'm being like nice. I'm approaching them up front. I'm not telling them anything that I want from them. I just want like people to be nice. When I'm nice to them, I just want this reverse. So it's hard for me to fall in love because I cannot actually meet any cool people nowadays. I want to give people chances, but if they're not nice, they're not a part of my life. Sorry.
It's just like this in like every small community, unfortunately. It just seems to be like that. If you're anywhere that isn't like, London big or like Birmingham big, like you're gonna find people who are set in their ways and like they don't necessarily accept like anything outside what they experience, and maybe their experience with men is just everyone just wants to hit on them, I guess.
I know.
So they don't want to see more than that, is what I'm saying. And I think it isn't so much a problem if you have fun.
I know.
You do everything right.
No, it's not me. Trust me, I know that by now. But
I think maybe it is just like you have to maybe like have a look at other places and maybe look for other like spaces to be like in for common interests. So like going to video game conventions or something.
Hello.
Better people. people who like aren't so, on guard, always so guarded. Yeah.
I'm gonna try once like March and April comes around, when it's gonna be a little bit warmer outside. I'm gonna try going more to like the stores, the libraries, and like just outside during the day, just to see how people react.
Yeah, that should be fine.
I know.
Yeah.
And then we can have a podcast of our results. 10-minute podcast.
Felt like we needed something brighten up the stream. Yeah.
Aww. How are we doing? Softy?
How's chat doing? How are you guys up? What are you guys up to? You guys alright?
We're doing great, Manon. We're doing great. We're having fun.
What's this? There we go.
Oh yeah, the heart.
Good. Nice to hear that thing. Right. I'm trying to make sure that you can still do this. Okay, nice. We got it. Alright.
Thank you, Manon. Thank you very much. Alright, it's not yet time, but let's see, what else could I... Do you have something to add about like falling in love, or do people have something to ask? Maybe?
Yeah.
About falling in love?
So you guys know this is like a podcast, right? But it isn't like the normal podcast that you hear where like it's uninterrupted and you can't have input. Like literally, you guys can just ask us questions. We will, decide whether or not we want to answer them in the space. But
Thank you, Snake. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll make time for you and we'll definitely get to your question. Okay.
Just ask around if there's something.
Just ask away. Literally.
If we're discussing something like we're doing right now, falling in love or approaching or whatnot, just ask away what you want to know about it.
You can ask us some really like big questions if you want to.
Sure. Just don't go like off topic, like let's talk about food, because...
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's relevant to like falling in love, we can totally like help you out.
Definitely.
Even if like we keep in mind this is like an opinion of like a 20-something, and then you've got hit&bun here.
I'm the daddy.
So like, no, you're not pathetic, mate.
I'm the daddy.
Right? We're just like people trying to get through with it as well, and
not pathetic.
Like, we're not exactly the most successful people in like opening up and like sharing people. So
I said I'm a daddy.
take it with a grain of salt, yeah.
Softy is my son. What about your falling in love story? My story about falling in love. Well, do you want to hear about my experience, or do you just want to hear how I do it, basically? Because there's two different topics, What do you want to know, Manon? Oh, and what's going on? Alright, so I've been out a couple of times now. No, I have not met another girl just yet. I did like approach, but as we just discussed, people are not nice. The story of hit&bun, yeah, sure. No, in the last month, I literally just met women in like a bar or like in the store. That's where I go because it's too cold for me. But since it's winter here, it's like really cold. Women are not like dressed the way that we like men, right? And they're not like approachable as during the winter, during the summer or during spring, right? So I've just waited like another month until it gets a little bit warmer, and then I will start approaching and going out more. That's why I'm also waiting for like a thing to do the mobile app to actually stream on your mobile phone. That would be dope, I could literally show you guys how it's done.
He's gonna stream picking up people.
Yeah. No, I just wanna like an experiment for me, and just to get some more courage, and just show the people that it's not that hard to actually go out and just say hello to somebody. I will start in spring and summer, and then we will have like I'm not sure if it's gonna be a podcast. Maybe if Softy, because Softy has some stories as well. But I see you.
I've got a couple of stories.
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
a couple of stories.
But we could do a podcast or maybe just a video on YouTube. We'll see. But I will do something and I will let you guys know. Don't worry. We will get some women soon. And then we will have full podcast with 4 of us. No? Okay. Never mind.
Dude, you're just trying to you're just planning like a double date podcast. Is basically what you're trying to.
Hell yeah. Someday.
This entire podcast series is just hit fun trying to get laid. Okay, guys. I'm coming for you. That's all this is.
No.
Literally, you're just 2 dudes trying to.
No.
Oh my god, it's terrible. That's terrible. Can you imagine something like that was like a natural thing? Oh my god, that's. I really hope that doesn't exist, but I'm sure somewhere on the internet. Oh yeah.
What, a podcast for getting
a
laid?
podcast just so 2 dudes can like hook up with people. Oh my god.
That's an idea. No.
Wild idea.
Oh, wild idea, yeah. No. At least it's not as bad as an idea as I heard was on Twitch, where there was a guy that literally got banned, and I think he was in prison because of this as well. He was like doing some lovely streams. I don't think you heard this one before. So there was a guy who was doing some lovely things. Basically, he was like hooking people together, you know? Like he had a stream about people from, I don't know, let's say New York. And he invited everybody from New York to join his stream, and he was like a little bit famous, right? So people came, and he tried to match them up and just give them like, you know. But at the same time, he was doing this for like a charity. That's what he said, you know. And people literally donated a lot.
Matchmaking for charity.
Yeah, I mean it's a good idea. I agree. But the thing was, after like a year of doing that, he got a lot of money, but there was no charity. That was the problem. There was no charity.
That's always the catch. Like whenever you see people like streamers or like personalities online supporting a charity, always remember to Google the charity.
Yeah.
Always remember to check out the charity before you do anything like donate to them.
That was like in the beginning of Twitch, you know. Yeah. So people were like, you know, we trust you, but that's the problem. True. True, Manon.
There was this dude on YouTube as well. Like this guy apparently was like shooting videos together with his girlfriend a lot, and like he's one of those like Logan Paul prank gone wrong types, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys already know this story, but a guy turns out his girlfriend ate 16 or 18. Yeah, that was a pretty rough situation, and like since then, like she's basically announced, right? She has announced on her channel that the guy has gone away due to reasons, just like reasons, right?
Damn.
And a lot of people have started memeing that like literally the FBI has shown up and finally taken control of this. Like they've been doing YouTube for like the better part of 3 years, maybe even more. Who knows? Before they blew up. So like, yeah, wow. They've gotten traction on YouTube for 3 years, doing just like really weird and really uncomfortable like videos. So goes to show you something about the internet culture, I guess. I don't know, because she has posted stuff on Instagram as well. Like this girl who isn't of legal age, she's posted shit on Instagram. She's posted shit on like Twitter and YouTube. Because that's what you do as a YouTuber. Yeah. You get on all those socials, right? So yeah, those pics are not something you want to look at. Yeah, so.
Alright, this reminds me. How do you feel about falling in love over the internet?
Oh, okay. That
Yeah, that topic.
that is right.
Could be
So
hard.
I've got stories. All right. I've got
Oh
some
no,
stories.
here we go. We are doomed
Right,
for
so,
3 hours, boys.
I think the year was 2010 or something, and basically, you guys know how there's like fan fiction on the internet. On the internet, there's like people who write like stories and like little pieces about movies or characters that they like. Right, that's fan fiction. And it starts with something really wholesome and simple, right? Just like you kind of just want to do something with the characters that they didn't do in the movies, so that's why you write it.
Yeah.
Then it gets to the point where, hey, maybe we can have characters have a relationship that didn't happen in the movie. And you can obviously see that like you start writing stuff that's you can start writing stuff that's really, really like edgy and like gross and like you can basically take like really, really popular media and then turn it into something that is like your own creation. And the dangerous thing in that is that you're letting 13-year-olds control really, really popular, really, really big characters, and 13-year-olds are not the most emotionally coherent people, right?
Yeah.
So I basically I was just writing like just like normal innocent like fanfiction, like literally this. So there's 2 categories in fanfiction, right? You can write fluff or you can write smut, and smut is like, it's just like basically like the characters basically get it on, it's like shit that you like if you're young and like you've not had experience with internet. It excites some people. It really excites some people. Reading smut fanfiction.
So what is the softie way?
So Softie writes fluff fanfiction, right? Fluff fanfiction is just like wholesome shit, like literally just characters doing cute shit and like coupley things, really, like just going to a cafe, for example, or like, these 2 characters never met before, but they have now, and they get to go around the city and like just talk to each other and actually have conversations. So that's what I used to write. But then I basically met someone through the fanfiction website, and this person, they were like really into like really realistic fiction, and they really, really liked like tough heroine stories, like really, really tough like Katniss sort of characters, like from Hunger Games. Katniss Everdeen. She loved like strong feminine role models in her fanfiction, so I basically encouraged her with this like this hobby, because she could write and do it really well, or battle scenes and like for like characters having like mature conversation with each other about a bunch of different things, and it kind of changed when Tumblr became like a really big part of her life. Things really changed after we basically went into a relationship, right? Me and her, because like you're young and like you've met someone who actually thinks the same way you do, and likes the same fanfiction that you do. And what happened is she got into a crowd where all these writers get together and like they make trailers for their fanfiction. Like it's gotten to the point where they actually can hype up their like books to a relatively sizable audience, like 100,000 people.
Damn.
sometimes 20,000 people. And this is fan fiction. This isn't even like published books. This is like shit on the internet that you just put out, and it's literally you can take it. Like anyone can take it. It's not protected by proper copyright.
Yeah.
It's only by internet laws, and like internet laws are if the story looks similar or like has literally the same paragraphs, then that's plagiarism and you'll be fucked. But if the plot lines are the same but written in a different way, who's to say you didn't just come up with it yourself, you know?
True.
So that's
Good point.
That's what we basically ran into with her. Her fan fictions, like, so she used to get caught up in dramas where like people start copying her fan fictions and stuff like that because they were in the same like circles. They discussed like how to write characters and stuff, right? So some people take her shit and write it themselves. So that was kind of like the center focus of like me and her, like talking about stuff. It became like it took over whatever we had to say to each other. And also like she wasn't exactly that passionate type, turns out. At the start of it she was, because like new to it, you know, don't really know what you enjoy.
Yeah.
So she was like, turns out I don't really like being hugged or like spending intimate time with like anyone in the relationship. So like,
Really?
yeah, so that's why I basically ended up getting dumped when she found like a real life boy. Yeah. And well, up to that point, everything I thought was like great and everything, I started to see it as like just really needlessly, like there was a lot of drama for no reason, basically. There's a lot of drama among like her and her online friends, her and her real friends, that I just got basically pulled into as like a listening post, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm there just to like hear about your day, and then I can't do much else because you won't let me, or you just won't listen. Right. So guys, this is the important thing to take, I guess, is that whenever you're in a relationship, right, you have to be like symbiotic. You have to be like building each other up. You have to be building each other up rather than like just like you. And that's really hard to do. It's really hard to do, but that's kind of why you're in the relationship anyway. You're not in it just so that everything's easy, smooth sailing. You're in it because you want to fucking build a life together, dude.
Yep.
Crunch your teeth once in a while.
You gotta work it out, yes? Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Exactly.
For me, she got so like wrapped up in basically writing fanfiction that was all about like angst, you know, like just teenage angst. You know that feeling that you get like when you've got like all these different friends and they all kind of like have shit on you and like that sort of thing. So what she used to write was like basically really like broken characters and like characters who were scarred by battle and stuff like that. I just that's why we fell out, is because like my writing started to go like more and more just sugary sweet because I couldn't cope with anything that she was putting out. So like, I just wrote stuff that was like really out there in terms of like just wholesome shit. So we basically, you know, became two really different halves of like the same sort of fandom. Like we like the same characters, we like the same universe that we created, but like yeah, that's how it is. that's how it goes with fan fiction relationships, and this is why you guys hardly hear about me like reading or like talking about like stuff that I'm writing, because like, you know, it's just weird now to basically think that I'm you know, writing stuff and showing it to people. It's weird for me now. I'm trying to get more like comfortable with it as time goes on. So that was just water under the bridge, really, just really old stuff that I've had experience with for online relationships. So yeah.
That was just one of the stories. You should make a show, man. Serious hour with Softie.
No, sorry, dude.
No. It was great. My viewers actually really liked it. So.
Did they?
Yeah. Could make some videos maybe
so
for
that's
that.
the insight into like how online relationships work. It's a lot of you can't be physical, not really, right? But you do your best for the other person however you can.
True.
Yeah.
Alright, so before we go to like I've prepared what we were discussing. I prepared a little segment about some fun facts, but before we do that, the Softie, yes. What do you think about Tinder and stuff like that? Or like Facebook? Facebook is actually starting an app as well for dating. What do you think about that?
I think apps like Tinder, obvious. So here's the thing. They're all using the same business model now.
Yeah.
So you can see people who you match with one at a time.
Yeah.
Or you only people you really did like take at the same time or something. You both liked each other's like profiles at the same time.
Yeah.
If you like them and then they didn't like back, right? You can't see them. You can't know that the people who are like compatible with you don't know who they are. You only really know the people who like have both agreed. So the way they handle it is that they charge you a certain amount, and then now you can see people who are compatible with you. Oftentimes I find it problematic because if you only like have your own taste, right, and you put that on an app and you expect to find people using your own taste, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes you just find people who you've already dated before. Like their personalities, their characters will be people you've already dated before, obviously. If you dated them before and you're not dating them presently, then why are you visiting the same sort of people?
Yeah.
You should be exploring more types, healthier people maybe for you. And I can empathize with that really strongly because a lot of people that I've had interest in, they turned out to be they're nasty, dude. They're stinky ass people, man. Right? So yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I personally don't like it. I've tried it, my friends tried it, and they literally just got nothing but broken hearts, so I always go with like in real life approach. Because then you can literally just know.
They can't lead you to someone, you know.
No, but it's easier. It's easier. You go.
They're gonna make you shell out tons and tons before you actually land someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you go to somebody.
It's like trying to win a lottery, really. You have better luck doing this, just like going out and meeting people in real life, and that's kind of for free.
Yeah.
You spend less that way even.
And if you have like a direct approach, she's gonna tell you no or yes, and then you know where you stand, and that's it. You can go forward or just leave, and it's free. You tried. Why not? All right, so
Even though Tinder and stuff like that, and messengers like that, like if you message each other, right, you always have to play a game because
Yeah.
like you can't tell what the other person is thinking. You can't see their face. Yeah,
True.
not all of them are sincere.
So you're not. So you don't like it.
No, we don't like it.
You don't like it. All right. That's my boy.
That's
Right
the
there.
answer. Yeah.
That's my boy. All right. So I've prepared a small segment that we were discussing about, fun facts about love, because, it's always fun to learn some new stuff and just, take something from like a podcast, because we are literally talking about everything connected with love today, and there's like examples, and there's softie stories, and there's hit and fun stories, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I've prepared five fun facts about love that people should remember. I hope people should remember, because it's really fun. Number one. Animals have monogamous relationships too. Not many, but they do. Around 3 to 5% of animals. Literally. So, okay, there's two types. Ones are like animals that have like one partner at a time. Like 1 year they have one partner, the next year they have the different, Same as us, basically. Or they mate for life, which we basically know. And here's some examples of animals that mate for life, right? Gibbons, which are the monkeys, those funny ones,
In fun, like he just wanted to share that like he was basically sleeping next to his niece, and like he wasn't like moving right, so he literally couldn't get up, and like I think that's a really cute moment. I think that's just worth sharing. It's a really cute moment when like you have someone sleeping on you, right, and like you just can't move, because you don't want to wake them up. That's awesome.
True.
Okay. Next fact.
Snake says rate red pandas. I didn't find that, but I believe. Why not? Swans. Everybody knows swans are like life partners. Yes, swans are like if they're like, I think it's like 2 or 3 years old, and when they meet the guy or the girl that they want to be with, nothing can literally separate them. Nothing. If they like, if like one of them moves to like America and the other one is in England, dude, they're gonna find a way to find each other. Trust me, they're gonna find a way. Yeah, they're insanely in love. That's how love should be, basically. Then we have wolves. Those penguins, the little ones. Termites, which was really exciting to see. Termites, like, there's ants and there's termites. Termites mate for life. I didn't know that.
Seriously, termites are dicks to most of the human population.
True.
And also animals. Like,
True, but they're nice amongst each other.
For life.
Yeah, they're nice amongst each other.
Damn.
Then there's eagles. Eagles are also nice for life. And last but not least, and drum roll please, cockroaches.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Cockroaches made for life, man. I didn't know that.
Damn. That's nice.
So we have some similarities. We're not just like monkeys, but we are also like similar to other animals. Alright, number two, and this is very important, guys. It takes only 4 minutes to decide if you like somebody or not. In the first 4 minutes you're gonna know. Be it a friend, be it a woman or a man or whatever you want to have with somebody. If it doesn't happen in 4 minutes, it's not gonna happen. Probably. Especially with women. If they see somebody and then the first, like, if you have like a very bad first impression, you're done. There's no way. Alright, what else do we have? Oh yeah, by the way, first impressions. Women like to look beyond like how we look, how men look. So they literally want something fun in the personality, like humor or whatever. Men, we like somebody we love, we like, somebody like that looks really nice. We're hooked. We wanna know more. What's beyond the beautiful face. If there's a bitch,
Like
pronounce
for
it.
us, it literally takes one interesting thing, and then like we just like let's go with it.
Yeah.
I wanna see where this goes, right?
Yeah, exactly. If it's like, if can I like, okay, so I want to have sex with that girl, but can I actually talk with her after the sex as well? That's basically what we're doing. All right.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
Number 3. Cuddling releases natural painkillers. So if you're like feeling like, I don't know, feeling bad or
That
whatever,
explains so much.
if you hug somebody or cuddle with somebody, if you have like a headache, it's been proven. Let's say you have a headache, right? If you cuddle with somebody that you really, really like, in 85%, the headache goes away. Literally just goes away. That's how good it is. That's insane, man. That's literally insane. Alright, number 4. Heartbreak is not just a metaphor. It really does happen. There's been examples, I've read about it, that if something bad happens, like, I don't know, you have a breakup or somebody you love dies or something like that, or you get a divorce, your heart, you can actually experience real heart pain. And in some examples, the heart actually broke. I haven't seen that, but I literally read about it, and people said it's amazing, like studies, yeah. That's fucking insane, man. Damn.
It actually ruptured.
Yes,
Like
exactly,
that.
yeah. Had to go to the hospital and had to revive him, yeah. So please, girls or women or whoever is watching, please don't break our hearts. Please. Thank you. Or vice versa, of course.
You don't break theirs, they don't break yours. I think it's also a good idea to think about it.
And number 5, butterflies are real.
Katie, all forms of study are valid. Okay, Katie. I'm just trying to like address Katie's point that the earth, the environment is like suffering, and we're still researching how people fall in love and how people seem to find that no one loves them. I think it's a very valid field study because we're seeing a trend where like everyone seems to be falling in love a lot less and more like just interested in hooking up.
And why is that?
More people are very, very like scared of marrying someone else now.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah.
You know why? No? The reason, one of the biggest reasons, like in the 2000s, is internet and mobile phones. Those are the biggest like turn-offs for people, you know, because they're always busy. They're always like on their social media. They're like texting. They're just busy all the time. Like in the 90s, when I was like, let's say 12 years old or 10 years old, dude, we had no mobile phones. We had no internet. I was literally outside playing with my friends. I met a girlfriend like that way. I went like to a lot of places in nature. Nowadays, let's go to the nature. Sure, let's play a video game that has like a lot of nature. What the hell?
I don't think it's like entirely tied to technology. Like my opinion, it's not all just about technology, because in many ways it has helped like couples at least cope with if they have to go to work in the city or something like that, for example.
Okay, but
In
that's...
my opinion, I think like it can be used in a very positive way in terms of love,
but now...
most people, they want it instant, they want it fast, they want it right now.
Yeah.
They don't think like if I want sex afterwards I'm not gonna be happy. They think I want to hook up right now.
Yeah.
I want this
Yeah.
to my doorstep instantly, like
No
it's
patience.
like Amazon parcels.
Yeah.
They're fucking people, mate. They're some fucking people. You're not buying experience, you're not using the app to have like a set planned experience you can control and contain. Okay.
True.
You're using these apps to supposed to sell yourself like adventure that you don't know is going to pan out or not, and that's scary. And I get that, but that's what you're supposed to be doing instead of like expecting it to be like an Uber Eats delivery. Or like you head out together with them to a place and then you're supposed to have the perfect night there.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Unfortunately. Oh, how great it would be if we just had like perfect couples meet us right now just because like we tap the button in an app, right? That's the idea. That's the idea the companies always want to sell you. And that's what you need to realize is that it isn't so much the technology, so much as how people have made it like grow and like become this really unhealthy thing. Like you're always fearing you're missing out, you're always fearing your friends won't approve, and you're always fearing that you're not getting the experience you could be having. Or you're using the app on something.
This is
none
why
of these things are true. None of them are actually true. It's all just the companies themselves have gotten so big that all they want right now is just money and more big. Money and more big. So they'll do whatever it takes to drive that money out of you. So if you're not happy and you're not getting what you want, I pay more money and maybe I get something like it. But it's never gonna be it. It's never actually gonna be it.
Yeah. This is why I don't like society. Right there. Right there. If like society says let's do this and it's like the worst thing ever, I'm like, I'm gonna stay here just by myself. Screw you guys. You can go and do that. I'm not gonna do that.
It's kind of why I just don't like hanging out in like spaces where like you know how they have like clubs where it's like the Malaysian society or like the like the Romanian society or something like that. Right? Whenever you get something that's a very big general tag like that, and you make a society around it, oftentimes because all the people have like a very mainstream mindset, they're gonna be people who only follow like the big trend.
Yeah.
They're gonna be people who only follow like fucking TikTok, okay? Things like TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like hanging around mainstream. That's why I just do what I do.
And that's why we're single,
like
man.
Mainstream. Yeah.
Alright. Just to finish up, butterflies are real. Whatever you feel in your stomach, that's just adrenaline.
Oh.
Yes.
Sad. How great would it be if you actually got excited because like
No.
it's got butterflies in your stomach, you know? Isn't that great?
No.
I know butterflies come out. Oh my god.
Alright, let's go to the next one. Being in love. It's a big topic as well.
Yeah, being in love.
Being in love, yeah.
Right, so now we come to the segment where we talk about after you've met them and you've had your whole first kiss and like your holding hands stuff and like what you ticked all the boxes, now what? You know, now what? This is why a lot of people call it the honeymoon phase and all that. Like, I don't believe it's a honeymoon phase, it's more that you're just realizing that like media, like movies and shit, they only ever cover the falling in love stage. They never tell you what happens after, and that like we're just human, dude. Like we kind of just never came across it, so like we don't know what to do after that. I think that's the same for like I think this applies more to just people who have only known Disney all their lives, or like people who have like relationships that never go far. They only have relationships that go up to like, you know, maybe 2 years, 3 years at most, right? Hi, Gustavs. Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about love and how we're getting to the part about being in love.
Yeah.
How are you, Toasty? Toasty's a wonderful artist. Hit&bun, by the way.
Really?
Gustavs is a lovely, lovely artist. She's actually doing a course in I don't know what she necessarily draws most of the time, but she's in charcoal piece right now.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
great. Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, for me, there's like two phases when you're in love, basically. It's like the beginning and like the middle. Because like when you're in the beginning, you're like all excited, you know, and you see somebody you like, you love, you're like, oh, we're gonna meet tonight, we're gonna go out, blah blah blah, gonna do stuff, you know. Not just about sex, but you're like really enthusiastic to see that person that you really, really love.
Yeah.
But then after a while, let's say after like a year or something, you're like, alright, I'm like used to this person, but I still love her, but I'm like used to her, right? I just wanna, you know, I still wanna do stuff with her, but it's not, you know, you don't feel like that, you don't feel butterflies anymore.
Sort of like butterflies things.
But that love is like more,
yeah, I think what you have to realize is that relationships they go beyond just like feelings, like emotional things, because
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
You have to see it as something of like, it's not a contract. Don't treat it like a proper business or something.
No. You just feel comfortable being around somebody.
You end up being more good friends. That Ghost made that point. So you end up being like falling on a good friend sort of like relationship.
Yeah.
Like you have to have that strong like best friend thing to catch you guys, because the love thing isn't everything. It can't be everything, because you'll have to have parts of your life where that feeling does not exist anymore, and that's okay. You need to be comfortable with the person, not just like as a passionate, like instant lover or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, you have to be comfortable as like people together in a space and like working together on projects and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because being in love is it's not just sex, you know, it's a lot more than that.
It's like this built-in thing where you like have too much of a good thing, and then like you start to sort of feel like you don't have that endorphin kick anymore. You get that tolerance to the whole. It's the same way with like coffee, or like with sugar, or with anything like that. You have so much of it constantly in your life that you start to feel like I kind of don't feel anything right now. Why is that? Is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with my partner?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of like self-help books and like gurus cash in on. I'm happy to leave a single say.
Alright, Snake has a question for us, Softie.
Snake, okay.
How do you know when you love someone?
How do you know when you love someone?
How do you know you love someone, yeah?
I think it helps to have like an idea of how you personally like address loving someone. Right. So like for me, I have like tells of like when I'm starting to like, you know, get really invested in a relationship. So I would probably like start making stuff for them. I would catch myself like just suddenly thinking, oh, they like this, I want to show them this. I really want to like take them here and show them this, and like I'd really rather be somewhere with them rather than like doing what I'm doing right now. You catch yourself doing stuff like that, thinking thoughts like that, then I would say you're experiencing kind of like the really, really small hints of first love. Okay.
Yeah. As Softie said, I agree, and I think that when you start caring about somebody almost as much as you care for yourself, and you're like putting them in front of you sometimes, you know, that's when it starts to be really serious, you know. You're not just like, so what movie do I want to see today? You're like, what would this girl that I'm dating want to see with me? You know, that's when you're like, oh, okay, I'm there. I'm in love. I know I'm caring for somebody as much as myself. That's basically how I interpret it and how I actually did it, and it works. So
yeah, I think what it is like you shouldn't try to push yourself to detect love.
no,
You should form up a relationship with the person, and above all else, like
yeah.
just make sure that you're doing stuff together that you both enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever you feel like should be in your relationship is valid. You know, what you feel like it should be in your relationship is valid, but you have
Yeah.
to bring it to the person, ask for their consent, whether you want to add these things to your relationship, and slowly therein lies how you go up into like being in love.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that question, Snake. And with that said, you reminded me of a nice story that happened when I met my ex-girlfriend. Are you ready for this? Alright. So we met in like a club one day, and she was with her friend, which was not lesbian, just saying. And we went out a couple of times, but she was always like with her friends, so we literally couldn't like speak, you know, eye to eye. But then one day, like, we were discussing stuff, we were always like hanging around. There was nothing serious. One day though, there was a nice party at my city, because she lives in a different one, like 20 kilometers away. And it was like Halloween, you know, when when just like 1 hour more party, because you can literally put the clock back, which is awesome. And I was like, you know, there's a Halloween party at my place. Would you like to come? And she was like, yeah, but I have like, yeah, but she had no car, so she couldn't drive. And she was like, I cannot come because who's gonna drive me? And I had like a friend from the city who was actually coming. And I was like, dude, can you do me a favor? Can you go to that girl's house and just pick her up? And he was like, okay, I can do this once for you. And I was like, damn, nice. So anyway, she comes. Yeah. We have like a nice evening. We were like dancing, doing just something that normal friends do. You know, nothing sexual, nothing lovable, right? Then we go outside because we were smoking at the time, both of us, and we started smoking. And then she just like, out of the blue, just says, "So, when are you gonna kiss me?" And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, do you need my mom's consent? And I'm like, sure. And then all of a sudden, my friend comes out, and he's just starting like being crazy or whatnot, that he's gonna go home, blah blah blah. It was really annoying. It started raining like heavily out of nowhere, and then I was like, all right, this is a sign, you know. I don't need her mom's consent. And I just went for the killer kiss. Dude, it was like the best feeling ever. And then she was like,
I think that's the biggest thing as well, like hints are hard if you've not had experience with like.
Well, I was young, I didn't know, but she did. Oh, Softie? Softie. Oh no. Where'd he go? We lost Softie. Oh.
I'm sorry. I think the call went weird.
Really?
I think the call just went weird. Sorry.
Stream gone wrong.
Yeah. Oh, hit&bun, what the hell?
There we go.
Did you press?
I didn't press anything, we were just discussing love stories, don't worry.
Alright, cool.
It works.
Cool.
Discord doesn't approve us talking about love, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. Discord just like went on restart. I don't even understand what happened there.
It's fine.
It's so weird.
So being in love. What else? Do you guys want to know something about being in love? Like, the feeling is great. Let me tell you, the feeling is probably the best thing in the world.
Really, really healthy and really good. But
yeah,
I think what's most important is that you find an activity you do together that is like healthy and constructive for both of you.
Oh, Snake has the
Or
question.
destructive, or destructive. Like some couples do find that like basically I've heard stories that like people who enjoy like just going out and like just trashing places, right? Like just safe stuff, you know, like not junkyard or anything, but like
Yeah.
maybe old buildings and stuff like that. Like I've heard stories about people who, you know, do that as a couple activity, like bonding activity.
Ask away, Snake. Ask away. We're listening.
I don't know, if like just find something where you're both safe and you both enjoy doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's chill.
When you do stuff together that you both like and it's like the same stuff, that's the best feeling ever. And it can be just like small stuff, like just going to the store and just buying food
Exactly.
or whatever. It's like if you're having fun with that,
I don't think it's valued enough how fun like just like hang out in the supermarket is.
yeah, or just like going for a walk, dude. Why not? Just hold hands and go and talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of people make it such a big deal. Like everything they do as a couple has to be like this perfect Instagram picture ready restaurant or something.
No.
Dessert day. You're really big people.
Alright, Snake has a question. Do you think once you love someone, you always will love them? Or do you think love can fade away with time?
It can fade away.
It can. It definitely can.
Like the way I like thinking of it is that you're both people who are growing and growing together. Like growing towards each other is the best way to do it. You can't ever grow as the same fucking plant or the same fucking tree. As long as your branches are meeting each other, I think that's the best thing like for your relationships. You can't expect to be the same fucking person.
Yeah.
Because that's boring. Yeah.
So
You won't always love each other the same way.
no.
What's important is that you love each other at the same eye level. You know, you meet each other at the same. Here, you gotta have like this.
Yeah. Another one. To answer your question earlier, Snake. Love. If you really love somebody, that also means that you respect them. You know, that you really care about what they're saying, what they're doing. You know, and just like if somebody, like if you have a girlfriend and she says like, if you like let's say you like McDonald's and she doesn't like it, you're not gonna yell at her. You know, why don't you like it? You're like, okay, I respect that. Oh, we won't go there. Just because if I want to go, I'll go alone. If you don't want to go, sure. But don't be pushy. Be nice. Be always nice. Be respectful.
Yeah, that's something that Ghost is touching on right now in chat. Don't be bossy and stuff like that. Don't move forward in the relationship or move forward with like your life stuff if your partner hasn't like told you they're okay with it or hasn't told you like I can support this in my life right now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
if you're gonna move somewhere, you really gotta make sure your partner knows and like they're prepared.
Yeah.
You know? And it's especially important if you're doing long distance.
I know, Snake, I put it down. I just want to discuss something else because we're just talking about this right now. So, my ex was a virgin. Didn't bother me. I was like, sure, no worries. But with that said, she got scared when like that phase came that we had to like go up one notch and just started like talking about sex. She got really scared, you know, and I was like, sure, I understand. But I was like, okay, so you're scared about doing it, you don't know what to do, blah blah blah, because I was already experienced, you know. But I was like, yeah, I mean, I did it a couple of times before, so I was like, yeah, sure, I know what it looks like, how it feels. But I was like, okay, so you're scared, I understand, but if you want to know something, ask me. I know something. We're gonna be in this together, so talk about it. Ask me questions. What do you want to know? You know, And she did that, and once it actually happened, she was like comfortable. She was like, okay, I know what to do, I what to expect, you know. The only thing that she didn't expect was that much blood.
Oh dear.
And you know, what you gotta do, it happens. That's everybody has that, so. So Snake asked us another question. What scares you guys with love? That's a good one.
That's a good question. That's a real good question.
Yep.
I think I get scared of the idea that like my partner is like in it just so they like have they have favors for me, you know. They have like basically all they would like, right? And it's just one-sided, and it's just like I don't actually have love from them, you know. Unrequited love I think is a term for that. Like I just don't have that confidence if you don't like openly tell me, and you don't openly like, you know, emotionally available with me, right?
Yeah.
I can not like feel secure, because I start to worry that you don't actually have like anything in this relationship. Like you haven't put any of yourself in it at all. That's what scares me in a relationship. Is just people who expect you to just read their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the only thing that really does scare me, just basically the only thing that scares me in love is just if the person I'm with is actually loyal, you know? Because I do not know, I can trust them, but you know, I've had relationships and I got betrayed, like let's say twice. You know, how do you know, you know? And we had like a really nice relationship, but then in the end you're literally just trusting the person, you know. I'm like, okay, you love me, you say that, I can just trust you. I do not know, because I cannot see inside her brain, right? But then it's like, does she cheat on me? Has she done it before? You know, I don't
So
think
here's the
about
thing
this.
with like questions like that in your head, like if you're thinking about those questions when you have absolutely no reason to, right? Other than like it's just something you've experienced before, then that's dangerous, because it's self-fulfilling, you know.
Nicely put, Wicca, nicely
If you're
put.
worrying about it, then you're gonna feel like disconnected from the relationship, and you're gonna like get paranoid, right? So don't like try to see things that aren't there.
Yeah.
I guess it's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Hard to do. It's really hard to do, but don't like make things out to be what they aren't, you know. Always have an open communication with the partner. Even if they're hard, even if it's hard questions, right? Try your best to be sincere with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like what is it? Like don't let your fears control the relationship, because that's not what you want in a relationship.
No.
Yeah. Don't let your
Just
fears
live for the moment.
Or you do stuff with the person.
Yeah. Just have fun. Because sooner or later it's gonna end, because everybody dies. Hey! That's the truth!
Yeah.
No, just enjoy it.
That's the truth bomb, okay?
It's the truth, just enjoy it while you can.
That's the truth bomb.
If she does something, just leave her. I mean, you're not entitled to be with somebody if she doesn't like you or you don't love her. Just move on.
Yeah, you have to value your own like state in the relationship, your own like position there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You aren't just there so they can like drag you around and like you're their emotional like lifeboat or something. You're not there to be there for just them. You're there to be there.
No.
Because you want to be there as well.
First and foremost, guys, love yourself. That's number one. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody will. Just love yourself, and just think about if you're with somebody, Is she good for me? Is she healthy for me? Does she respect me? If all the answers are no, get the fuck out of there. That's how it is.
Yeah. This is why I don't fear about like if they cheat on you and stuff like that, because that shit. Okay, peace out. You're gonna tell me nothing about this other person. Peace out, dude.
Yeah.
It's easy, dude. We've had this story told to us so many different times, by so many different media platforms, so many different movies, so many different books. They should just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to hear anything else about it, dude. This is the same story. You know the story. I know the story. That cheating ass bitch also knows the story. So like.
Yeah.
Yeet. Fucking yeet.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have.
Being cheated on doesn't scare me. It's just the not having anything with them. And like they can tell you all this shit like I love you, I'll buy chocolates for you, I'll go to your birthday, I'll go to this event or something, but in actual fact they've never actually given a shit about you the whole time.
They don't care.
What scares me.
Yeah.
That's what scares me.
Alright, so I just remembered another sad story. I guess it's the first podcast is always about sad stories. So my first girlfriend, not my first ex. That sounded so weird. My first girlfriend, we were like together for 4 years, and in the end, I literally caught her basically making out with a guy in a restaurant. And I literally didn't confront her, but after a while, I told her that I saw her, right? And I was like, I saw you cheat on me, so I guess this is it. You know, I'm breaking up with you. I'm sorry. I don't want such a person in my life. And she was, don't leave me. I was like, no, you cheated, and you're gonna do it again. So no. And then like in the next 2 months, I met a really, really nice girl, which I'm still really sad that I lost her because I was a fucking dumbass in high school. And like I met her, I was like going to like a gymnasium, and she was going to like a medical school, right? She was so nice. Like she would literally do anything for me, and she was like 15 and I was 16, right? Incredible girl. Yeah, she invited me to all her practices. I literally met her family in the first month. They told us like if this goes on, they would literally give us. They had like a small land where we could live. Dude, it was like a dream come true at like 16 years old, right? But guess what happened? Guess what happened? The girlfriend that I just dumped was going to the same school as me. And she was like, yo, I'm sorry about cheating, I really want you bad. And she told me this a couple of times. And then my dumb ass decided to actually give her another chance. And I ditched the nice girl for this bitch again, right? And guess what happened? I got her back. That girl doesn't want to speak with me anymore. And never. Like, I don't blame her. And this one that I got her back, after like 2 weeks, she dumped me. And yeah, and I was like, there you go. You made 2 mistakes, dumbass. But to actually make the story a little bit better, I saw this nice girl like a few years ago with a really nice guy hanging around. So she found somebody nice for her, which is good. I'm happy. I'm really happy. Yeah, everybody is young and dumb, so. But I learned. If I see some girl like that and I meet her, I'm not letting go for anyone. Nope. But that was my lesson, basically. That was my lesson for life.
Yeah. Sometimes like
let experience be your teacher. Yeah.
Like you have to basically. You have to see like your house burn down before you start to see that there's a lot more out there.
Yeah.
Than just what you intended. Like you have to see your house burn down before you start to appreciate what like
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Did you prepare your part, or should we go to the last part?
Oh, I do have it. I do have it.
Oh.
It's a web page sort of thing. So I'm gonna read some of the things from it. Okay. Alright, so guys, for this segment we are talking about foods that have meanings in love, like relevance to love. And like we're just giving you like a little tidbit facts about them. Right. So oysters are foods that are very like strongly related to love.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they have very strong aphrodisiacs packed into them.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
And minerals like zinc are like completely saturating oysters. Like oysters are pretty much just full of just zinc. And because of that, like you start to find that they trigger like amino acids, right? Amino acids are like basically little chemicals in your body, right? And they help build like muscles and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know is that there's another category of amino acids, right? That help to trigger lipids, right? Lipids that are hormones, basically.
Yeah.
Lipids that are like sexual triggers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Estrogen, testosterone, namely two of these hormones. So yeah, oysters help you basically feel more in the mood. Really. That's what they do.
They make you.
And then so the next one is chili peppers. So chili peppers are also very, very
But
strongly associated with romance.
But not the band, no.
Very passionate,
Not the band.
But the main thing about chilies, right? Main thing about chilies is that they have this chemical in them called capsaicin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pronounce it. It's spelled capsaicin, I think.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yep.
Capsaicin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this chemical, it helps to basically make your feel-good chemicals speed up. Like the process of releasing them, it goes up, and your heart rate will start to like, increase. Like your heart will go like into as you eat more chili peppers. So yeah. There's also honey. Honey, as in honeymoon, right? Honey has a lot of really good nutrients in it, but what makes it such a good like romantic meal is because it has boron, and boron helps you regulate your testosterone and estrogen. Like it mellows you out basically and controls the sort of like processes of those hormones. It also boosts your energy, so like you can keep going throughout the night.
Woohoo! Kawabanga!
In a lot of different ways. Alright. Oh, there's also avocados.
Mm-hmm.
Avocados have a lot of like healthy fats.
Yep.
But back in Aztec times, right? They use these as aphrodisiacs. They use these to basically enhance like sexual experiences. A lot of people speculate that it's because of the vitamin E, like that's in avocados. It basically makes your like body a lot more youthful, like ready to produce more energy and stuff like that. So that's avocados, right?
So if you eat 2 avocados, you can literally start doing the softie dance.
Softie dance. Alright, yeah. There's also chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
This is a chocolate. Clinically proven to produce pleasure in anyone who eats it.
True.
And yeah, it's just something to do with like either marketing or like maybe it's just the smell of like chocolate. Like I don't know what it is, but it does make you feel like it's sexy, right? Chocolate sexy. Some reason or other, like you always feel like it's very like smoky, like that sort of aroma,
Mm-hmm.
you know, really like just strong.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's olive oil.
Ooh.
Olive oil also has a really like strong nutrient background. Basically, like it has a lot of antioxidants. And in the Greeks believe it made men more virile. Virile means well, it basically just means that they thought like it helps you perform better in terms of
On stage.
baby making.
On
In terms of
stage.
baby making. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh boy.
So it's also good because it's polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats, right? So these are fats that are that regulate your blood flow, and they help your hormone production. So you can have like better health because of olive oil. Literally just because of the fats that are in it. So yeah. It's cool. That's pretty much all the foods I had to share.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good info, man. Alright. We have one more section left, so about 30 minutes probably. So we fell in love, we were in love, now we are gonna fall out of love. Bye bye love, see ya love.
See you in the
Nice knowing you.
Rearview mirror. Right.
So what comes to mind for me is two things. Either you dump somebody or you get dumped, and there's two very different feelings you can have. If you dump somebody, you're actually feeling good about yourself because you're like, screw you, I don't want you anymore in my life, get away. You're feeling good, right? If you get dumped, then you feel like the heartache, the real pain in the chest, yeah. But either way, it's not nice because you get used to somebody, you were doing stuff together, you were having sex, you know, the cuddling, the touching, the whatever is not gonna be there anymore, and you're gonna miss it. Either way, if you dump somebody or get dumped, and it's not a nice feeling indeed.
Yeah, like for me, like getting dumped and like being dumped kind of results in the same thing, where like you go through this process where you like ask, what did I do wrong? Was it really my fault? Was it on my end that this thing happened with this person and stuff like that? Well, what you gotta realize is that it wasn't a single thing that you did. It was like a whole collection of it.
Yeah.
And a real bunch of it, right?
Yeah.
And because you lose someone doesn't mean that it's something wrong with you. There's nothing that has to be wrong with you.
Nope.
Not everyone is supposed to like just find someone, just easy as that. And sometimes it takes us like a whole 3 years, 5 years just to realize that one thing, that this person will not provide for you in certain situations, they won't really be there for you.
Yeah.
But they, you and them maybe just never came across a situation where that was tested, So it's really hard to tell what people's true natures are. And that's why you see a lot of people, like a lot of couples reporting like, I never really knew my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And he always like seemed very closed off and stuff like that. Well, you have to realize that not a lot of people enjoy reaching out. Apparently it's a really tough thing for people to do. Apparently a lot of people aren't sincere. Like in the mainstream, it's not encouraged to be sincere. Apparently,
Yeah.
which is a weird idea, but there you go.
This is what I don't like about love. Yeah. Sometimes it's really insincere, and I cannot stand such a person. Just get away from me. You can be as hot, as beautiful, as whatever, but if you're not sincere, get the fuck out of my face. Sorry. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it's just like if they never choose to share anything about their personal life with you, then like who can they share it to? It's
Exactly.
kind of like my take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't just keep expecting you to like pick up after them and like support them through
Nope.
something you didn't even know about.
Like Wika said earlier, basically mostly women, but there's men as well sometimes. They come into your life, they're like having fun with you, they tell you they love you, they do stuff for you, but then after a while, especially if you get married, they just literally go to the court, take out your money, and leave you. This happens a lot. This happens a lot.
Yeah.
See? This is a good point. If I meet such a person, dude, I have never, and I probably never will punch a girl or a woman, or basically a lady. But if I see such a really bad woman that is like so bad, I mean, she's not a lady, so she deserves something like that.
Yeah. What I've experienced mostly is online relationships, so I can basically give you like a little advice, I guess, on how to take care of people that you with over messages and stuff like that. So first off, you couldn't do it in person because like what? You're gonna video call them and then break up with them on camera. Like
No.
that's not that's not something you do.
No way.
Second of all, if it's like you've broken up with them and like for whatever reason, right? And if they were the problem in the relationship, you don't want to be talking to them.
No way.
And if you were the problem in the relationship, you're not supposed to be talking to them. I don't think you are in the right to them and try to convince them like, hey, we should be a thing again.
Yeah.
You should convince them if it's like an honest mistake. You know, if it's like genuinely something that you didn't mean to go wrong, you know. You don't have the right to tell them that basically I had no say in like whether or not you were treated fairly and stuff like that.
True.
Yeah.
Alright, Snake?
Yeah.
Snake has another question for us. What happens if you have kids and you like fall out of love? And I have two stories. Again, sad ones because falling out of love is never a fun story, but I have to tell it because it's basically my two neighbors right there on the left side. Not Softie, but beyond Softie. There's two neighbors which are really bad women. Really bad. So the first one is basically taking advantage of her husband. She is like manipulative, she's really not nice, she yells a lot, she doesn't do anything at all. And he's like the nicest person I've met in my life. One of the nicest persons, right? Guess what she did? They were like having a lot of trouble back in the days. She was like yelling at him all the time. He was... yeah, basically, Snake, basically. And she was abusing him left and right, all the time. But he was in love, because when a man is in love, we are like total idiots. And I know that, I can tell you. That's one thing that we need to work on. If you are in love, you still need to think rational. Don't just go to conclusions. She can be abusing you or using you or whatever, but you will not see it. But we actually told him. A couple of us neighbors told him what is happening because he was too blind to see, right? But no, she went forward and she actually proposed to him. So she married him, not vice versa, which is really rare, right? But apparently she had a plan. So they got married, which is the first big mistake he made, because then she gets half of his house, or like the house that they built together. Plus, all of a sudden, she was pregnant, and he had no idea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and this brings us to your question, Snake. What happens? What do you do? He knows now. He actually knows now what is going on. He literally came to his senses. But now he's staying with her just for the kids. And I respect him for that. I do. He is literally being a dumbass. He is. But he wants the kids to be like, have a father all the time. Sometimes it's better to actually break up, especially with this woman. I would break up in an instant, even if I had kids with her, because she's gonna break your mind. You're gonna lose your mind over her. But sometimes, if you can literally just manage living together and you have kids, do it, because the kids, when they grow up, they'll be normal. They won't have like some problems, some mental issues or whatever. They'll be like normal. If you break up and you get to like with your parent who is worse than the other one, you're screwed for life. And I've seen that. The other story, which is even sadder and bitter, and there's many adjectives I could use for her. A really nice woman. She had like a perfect life, like the best husband in the world. He was doing everything for her. He bought her a car, he made her a house, built her a house, everything. And then she got pregnant as well, and they got married. And guess what? Something happened during the whole process of giving birth, and she had twins, and they developed some disabilities in their brains. So she basically had like some blood get into their brains. Yeah, really sad. And now they are like, they don't have like those abilities. They're not coordinated. They don't walk normally. Just some disabilities. But there's nothing wrong with them. They're still like thinking straight. They talk. They do stuff. But they're just like handicapped, just a little bit, right? And guess what happened? Apparently, that woman, so their mother, well, basically, she was angry and disappointed because that happened to her, because she was the perfect queen in this world, apparently. And first of all, she put that anger and stress on her husband, who was really nice to acknowledge that, and he was like, alright, you know what, I'm gonna try staying with you. And they actually went to counseling, but it didn't work out. So he was like, okay, I found somebody else, I want a divorce. And I respect that as well, because why not? But they got divorced, and he's like one of the best fathers I've known for like being divorced. Every second day he's here. He comes to pick them up. He takes them to different places. They go to his place. They stay there for a week. Blah blah blah. Like, he never forgets, and he also pays a lot of money. So he's like, whatever you expect from a dad. The thing is though, when she is alone here, and I like go take my dog for a walk, right? And I meet them sometimes on the street. She's always like not being nice, because she's just putting that stress, that disgust, that anger on the twins. And I can literally see, like, when they were really, really young, they knew that because I have like a really small dog, like really small dog. I'll show a picture one day. Don't worry. And she's like the friendliest dog ever. Like really, she wouldn't bite a mouse or anybody. So, when the twins were little, they like to come to the fence. They like to touch my dog. They played a little bit. It was fine for them. Nowadays, whenever I'm outside and my dog is outside and they come close to our property, dude, and my dog starts barking, because that's what dogs do. Dogs bark, right?
Yeah.
They get scared.
They know what's up. Yeah.
They get scared. And I actually confronted her, and I was like, they got along fine with my dog when they were younger. What the hell happened? And she was like, yeah, I told them your dog is not so nice. It always barks. It bites. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? You just made up lies so that they don't like my dog anymore, basically. And then when I realized that she is basically a bitch. So yeah, what I want to say is, like, before you actually get in a relationship and have kids with somebody, get them to know really well, because in the end, you can get fucked, the kids can get fucked, and she can be in charge of your life, and you do not want that. Trust me. And now I need a hug.
My experiences with people who are like that. Basically, I do have a friend whose parents basically had a divorce after she was born, right?
Right.
Whatever the reasons are, don't know. But they have basically a relationship where now she can basically stay with either the dad or the mom.
Yeah.
Whatever she prefers, and there's no competition between either side, because it's all just mutual. Okay, the dad has another wife now. The mom is just supporting herself and doing her own life stuff.
Yeah.
And my friend basically is just she's looking after herself here and going to school and stuff like that, putting herself through school, working jobs and stuff like that. So what I would think is the best thing is to recognize that kids don't get messed up because parents are split up, or because parents are not the same as other people. You can have family structures that are healthy, but still, slightly different to what you expect, slightly unconventional.
Yeah.
You can have family models that are just people who care about each other.
Yeah.
They don't have to be related by blood. It's people who spend time and look after each other. What is most important for a child's upbringing and their mental health from that point on is stability, and there ain't nothing stable in that house you told me about. There's nothing stable about that.
There isn't.
So isn't the fact that your parents have issues, or that your parents aren't together like that, or they don't have feelings for each other like that, that's usually not a cause for problems like daddy issues or mommy issues, okay?
Yeah.
Mommy or daddy issues come from just fucked situations with your parents, basically. I'll give you an example. So of mom and dad who argue once in front of their child because they couldn't, cope, and then it had to be that moment that they actually had the discussion, versus a family that has their parents constantly argue weeks on end, months on end, and when your kid grows up, they'll think it's natural to just talk to your partner that way and approach every single partner they meet in the same like, oh, I'm gonna be hostile towards you, I'm gonna challenge you on everything sort of way. That's when you can see like it's not okay, right?
Yeah.
You can have some cracks in like the family, you can have some misunderstandings, you have some challenging points in your life because that's how humans do it,
Yeah.
But at least try to be sensible. Try not to have open arguments like that where you just say nasty shit to each other in front of your child. Don't argue like that in front of like someone you care so much about and you want them, to have a better future, right? Don't forget why you were in the relationship in the first place, and you won't have situations where you have kids and you don't know what to do because like you don't love them anymore and stuff like that. Just realize when your life isn't it's not reality TV. It's not reality TV. You can have actual human conversations with the person unless they tapped in the head, right?
Yeah.
You can have real proper conversations. It's not all stuff that you see on like Love Island or something. Just talk to them.
This podcast just went south.
Did it?
I mean, it just became like a sad story.
No, it's not sad. It's not even sad. It's like...
Oh, I'm feeling sad. I'm sorry.
I think it's mature. I think it's closing.
It is mature, yeah, but I'm feeling sad right now.
Your way, I guess. My stream is like currently experiencing some like lag issues. So, is it okay if I like restart? Is that okay for you, hit&bun? I'm gonna restart basically OBS and we'll come back in literally just a minute.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah. You don't have to end stream or anything. Yeah. I'm just gonna work this out.
Go for it, my friend.
Okay. Well, they can still see me on your end, so like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you wanna talk about now then?
What do I want to talk about now?
Like, yeah, about like coping and stuff like that with heartbreak and stuff.
I mean, so for that I need to touch a very touchy subject that I really do not like to talk about, but for the sake of this podcast, I will, okay? So, my ex-girlfriend, we were together as well, like 4 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I knew her by the end of the relationship, but I was totally wrong. Because, like, after 4 years, her grandma died. Because that's what happens to old people, right?
Right.
But she couldn't accept that because she really liked her grandma, right? And she had a really, really bad mother. Her mother was so corrupt. I cannot even express what a bad woman she was. And she always was like, when I was not around, she was always like telling her daughter, this guy sucks. He's not right for you. He never does anything. And I was doing all I could in my power. But hey, I just wasn't as rich as she wanted me to be, apparently. Anyways, in the end, her grandma died, and she told me she needed like a break. She needed like 2 weeks of not being together. Like, just to give me a break. I need to process this. And I was like, sure. I understand somebody you love died. I'll give you space. I'll give you time. No worries. You know where to find me, and we can talk. So 2 weeks passed.
Back life.
Cool. So 2 weeks passed, and guess what? I called her over Skype and I was like, hey, what's up? What's good? Are you okay? And she was like, no, we are over. I'm like, what do you mean over? What's over? And she's like, I don't love you anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. And I asked her, well, okay, just what's the reason then? Just tell me why. And she was like, she was so angry. I could literally see her over Skype. She was so angry. She told me.
So we're doing a podcast about love. Just in case, you just came in, so we're just we're just talking about falling out of love.
So
right
she was so angry. She actually told me over Skype that I'm responsible for her grandma's death.
Oh shit.
Yes, and when I heard that, I was like, okay, I thought I knew you, but after hearing that, I consent. We can go our separate ways. Yes. This is not what I want to hear from a girl that I love, that she wants me to be responsible for someone that she loved, someone's death. I'm like, no. So, but after that, it took me literally 5 years to forget her. I was still clinging on. I literally could not let her go. Like the feelings in your heart. I couldn't. I knew in my head, I was like, yeah, she's not the right
Is the volume okay? I'm just checking with the stream. Apparently it's quieter here. Apparently it's quieter for you here. Is it good now? Okay, it's good now.
I can hear you perfect here.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
So I couldn't forget her.
Perfectly as well.
I couldn't forget her 5 years, man. 5 years in my heart. I literally couldn't let go. That's how bad I felt. So being in love, falling in love is great. But staying in love and then falling out, not so much. It can literally ruin your years. Trust me.
I don't think staying in love is bad. I don't think staying in love is...
No, I mean staying in love.
Yeah, you shouldn't...
No, as the examples that we gave earlier.
It is work, but it doesn't have to be, not fun.
No, yeah, staying in love if you must, for the kids. Even for the kids, you don't have to be there. You can still be a great father, but not in a relationship with that woman. You know? If you want to go out, do it. Get a divorce. Dump her, whatever.
What I feel is that you don't have to stay in a relationship just because of kids.
Yeah.
You can still manage a relationship that is separate from your family life as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to say, oh, I got married and we fell out of love, but because we had kids, I'm staying here. I'm invested in this because kid, right?
Yeah.
No, because you can't have a richer life if you just realize that it ain't always gotta be obligations, you know. You're not built on obligations. You're built on just things that you enjoy, you know, things that you want to experience for yourself.
Yeah.
So don't think that you're chained down because you're married now or something. Don't have that idea that you're chained down or that you've lost freedom doing something.
Nope.
Yeah.
Always have control of your own life. Always. Don't let somebody.
Yeah. You can ask a question if you want it.
Yeah. So I was gonna say.
Thanks, guy.
I was gonna say before we end, let's just ask. Let's just see if they have some questions for us. Because we basically covered everything that we had planned. So let's just, if somebody wants to ask something, just ask away.
Yeah, this is the time for the feedback session.
Yeah, just ask away.
What do you guys think about podcast? If you guys want to see more of this, what you want to change, what you think we can do better.
This is the one and only podcast. No more podcasts. You guys suck. I'm kidding.
We're one of the few podcasts that actually have a topic and run with it, and I don't don't know, dude. Like we actually have stories and stuff like that we can share openly.
Yep.
I don't know. It feels like that. But what do you guys think? What's chat think? Snake, you wanted to ask a question. Now's the time, dude.
Go Snake. Ask away, boy.
Yeah. Is forever something you think about? Forever as in like forever with another person, or just like what, like forever as in just in general?
No, we're talking about love here.
Yeah.
We're talking about love.
Person. I feel like forever is idealistic, but if it's someone you like and you treasure your time with them, then it can feel like, you know, it can feel like the only thing that you want is just to spend forever with them, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a dangerous thing to kind of think I'll forever be in the same stage of life with them, because if you get stuck just trying to live the same pattern, then like you can find that your partner gets bored, or like your partner just says to you one day like, this isn't enough for me, you know? I think what you have to understand about forever is that forever is a very, very long time.
That's what I wanted to say. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta be number one patient with your partner, and number two be open to what your partner would like want instead of like what you have planned for the rest of forever.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it'd be a lovely thing if you could be immortal forever with your partner and like your body didn't fucking rot away. Basically, if your body rotted away and like you still have to keep a relationship with them, it's like that's a lost strain, dude. That's a lost strain.
Are you sure forever? Like infinitely? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, if there was a person like that, is it worth it?
I mean,
Is it
okay.
worth it to what, like to have a relationship forever? Is what you're asking? Is that what you think? Is it worth having a relationship forever?
So then we have to touch another subject, which is soulmates. But
I feel like it's worth having a relationship forever if you have friends alongside it, because if you expect. So here's one of the most important things that I always like come to is that you can't expect your partner to be every single experience that you want. You can't expect your partner to have literally every same common interest in that same branch of thinking. You can't expect them to do exactly the same activities you want for the rest of your life. They'll want to do stuff they want to do as well.
true.
And that they are entitled to spend time with other people who like doing those things. They are entitled to that.
But forever?
I like with a person. I think if the monogamous relationship model is what you subscribe to, then, well, yes, it's entirely valid to want to spend your entire life with someone else. It's entirely possible and it's entirely valid to want that. But you have to understand what comes with it. If you don't understand anything about what forever means together with someone, then try and learn it while you're with them, or at least be like accepting to whatever happens when you're with them. Because if you're just gonna close yourself off to them, then like how are you gonna spend forever with them? You know?
So you need to ask yourself, like you're 20 years old. You basically are gonna live, let's say, when you're 80, so 60 years, okay? Do you want to be with just that one girl for the remaining 60 years that you're gonna be here? Or do you want to meet other women? That's like the most important thing when you start a relationship, you know. Do you want to commit just for having sex with one woman for life? That's fine with me. I mean, I respect that. But are you, you know, do you want to do this? Are you satisfied with just one woman? Or do you want to experience more? Want to see what is out there? But if you really do find a soulmate, I haven't yet. That's why I'm single. Hello, I'm single. I'm just kidding. This is not.
You can have a committed relationship with more than one person.
Sure, but if you find a soulmate, then I'm pretty sure you are like really in love and you're not gonna let go no matter what. But I don't think that happens a lot. I'm not sure that happens a lot. People say, oh yeah, everybody finds his soulmate. I'm not sure. You can find somebody who's close to your soulmate, sure, but somebody that actually is like your second half. Life is just not a fairy tale like Hollywood is. I'm sorry. Life sucks. It does. It really does. And if you just have somebody in your life that is respectful of you and loves you,
that someone was made for you so much.
Yeah, that's a bad term.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was manufactured with you in mind.
No.
The universe just isn't that. It genuinely doesn't give a shit about you.
Exactly.
It isn't that it wants to crush you or it's like malice or it's not angry at you or evil.
No.
It's moving ahead on its own, and it's like this huge hulking fucking beast, and if you are in its way, it will step right on your fucking face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta understand that it just cannot care about whether or not you're doing well.
So basically, I had a discussion with my friend's dad the other day, and he didn't know I had the heart condition, right? But you know, old people know what's up. They've experienced life. They know what's up, you know. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, I have a heart condition. I was diagnosed last year. My heart is bad, you know. I can barely do stuff, you know. And guess what he told me? He was like, you know, embrace it. Everything happens for a reason. It may not be destiny, but it happened. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna stay in my room now and just cry and just not live and, you know. No. He said, just go out, have fun. Just do what you can. Don't go like mad and don't drink and blah blah blah. But you know, live. Go outside, meet women, go out with friends to concerts. Do whatever you can. Don't be like, I'm gonna be at home until I'm healthy again. This can take like 30 years. I can be dead in that time. Who knows, right? So if you get a girlfriend that you really like, as we discussed earlier, just have fun with her, because you never know what's gonna happen. You can break up, she can die, you can die, or whatever, you know. Live in the moment, live in the present. Don't wait for the future to come, because sometimes it doesn't. So be here, be nice, be happy to be alive. Do stuff. Listen to the podcast. Yeah, boy. Have fun with us.
Nice. Yeah. In my opinion, yeah. You can never really tell what's gonna happen the next day.
Exactly.
Yeah. With that in mind, though, like
don't be sad, Snake. Don't be sad.
Yeah, just don't just like go for the short term all the time.
So I promised, we promised our viewers to have fun, and today it was basically a sad podcast, so to speak, right?
Not really. I mean, like, we were very real and grounded.
Yeah, mature. So it was a mature one.
I don't feel like it's more mature than light-hearted and fun. Sometimes I feel, I don't know, it depends on the topic, but I think it's valid to have like a more serious talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think we should always expect it to just be like lighthearted and fun, because like we'll have fun moments. We don't need to just always be joking and stuff like that. There's always this expectation like you have to smile and you have to say certain things a certain way. Right? You have to keep things close to your chest, even though it's bugging you and like makes you more brand friendly, I guess. Right? Don't put those expectations on people, because people are, more than just what you see.
Yep.
But
Snake.
It's never the full picture. It's never the full picture of anyone.
Thank you.
And embracing that is, I think, the best part. Is recognizing that, hey, sometimes we can be serious, sometimes we can joke. You don't always have to joke and like
Exactly.
make the podcast like this big like cartoon show or something for you.
Yeah,
Where you can always come be like entertained by happiness.
I mean, this is one form of entertainment, don't get me wrong. It's just like more serious entertainment today, because in my opinion, love is a really touchy subject, sometimes. And I think it's good because, alright, so let me tell you guys, because I'm pretty sure Softie knows this, because he's a really, really lovable guy, No, but seriously, see, that was a joke, and it was a fun moment, right? But seriously, with all this internet and applications and mobile phones and technology just going berserk lately, people just don't like sit down and just talk. And this is one of the reasons I was like, I want to do a podcast with Softie, because we just want to like talk about what happened to us, our feelings, share it with you guys, ask for your opinion, listen to you, be here, every second Sunday. And I like that. Even if it's not always fun or funny or like amusing or whatever, if it's like real or sad sometimes, it's good that some people share stuff. Like, it was really hard for me to share this story that I just did with you guys, but I'm glad I did. I feel better. I really do, It's not what happened, it's about being like able to talk about it, That's why you actually see a psychiatrist, to talk about it, not about what happened, because he doesn't care about how it happened, but you just opening up. And I love that on podcasts, especially those kinds that we are having. So I'm happy that I'm here. I'm really happy.
Yeah. I'm happy for this podcast, because like I've wanted to talk to people about a lot of different things beyond just like the games, beyond just the stuff I do content. Like I just wanted to let people know, like you don't have to like have one way of living. I want to be able to widen perspectives on things. That's all I've wanted to really do. With like making stuff like indie game coverage and stuff like that, like covering indie games on my streams. I just wanted to widen their perspective on like games in general, really. So widening your perspective on love, widening your perspective on anything. That's why I'm here. That's what I want to do.
So Snake said, this is the beginning of a friendship, episode 1. I mean, I've known Softie for like 2 months now, and I already consider him like an internet friend, so But just to end on a good note for me, I just want to say that I came just like by accident on caffeine, and I wanted to do video games, which I'm already doing for 2 months. At the same time, I never expected to get such a nice reaction from either the viewers or the streamers, because last 2 months has been literally the best 2 months of my life. Just saying. And I had some really nice moments in my life, but this is really like...
That's how we get you hooked.
I know.
Fucking caffeine.
But with that said, I also wanted to like reach out to more people. I always want to do that because that's who I am. And I wanna, like, if people come and watch my stream while I play video games, I still talk to them. But I just wanna, like, have an opportunity, like this podcast, to just show people that I care, basically, right? I'm not just here for, like, being famous, getting money, whatever. I'm just here to have fun. Plus, I wanna have fun with my viewers. Or with friends like Softie, you know? That's why I'm here. And I'm really enjoying it. So this podcast is not going anywhere anytime soon. Trust me on that one. We are gonna have fun.
Yeah. We're gonna grow the like actual look of it, like the actual like cosmetic stuff of it. It'll get better, but don't you worry. So yeah, this is love podcast for just this one stream because it's near February 14th.
Oh yeah.
And we just decided, hey, well, everyone's still like coming off of the love mood.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So
they have Singles Awareness Day now, don't you think?
They do.
Singles Awareness Day is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, kind of just singles, like how you go during Valentine's and stuff like that. It's perfectly okay to like have a little bit of like the single person vibe sort of music, you know, like just have songs that are like, oh, I'm single, I'm so sad, I don't have no one, but like you also have to have the other side where it's like, hey, this is fun, dude. Like, I'm watching all these people that I've known for ages and they're like celebrating the fact that they're together, and like regardless of gender, regardless of like race, regardless of anything, they found each other.
Yeah.
I think it's important to both celebrate and also feel like, you know, you're having a day where you can sort of like look at that part of your life and ask, is this what I am happy with right now? If it isn't, then let's work on it. Let's change it, right? Yeah. And Singles Awareness Day, I think, is really important in that, like, it makes people sort of recognize there's more than just love. There's, you know, friend love. There's like, I care about you more than my own family love. There's like family love. There's
friend love.
So many love.
Yeah.
Okay. There's so much love.
Food love.
And I think it's important to recognize that not all of them have to be named. Not all the love that you experience has a name, and doesn't have, you know, have like professors like study and trying to like, oh, what the fuck is this tiny ass thing that this guy's come up with? What? Doesn't look right. Doesn't look like the other loves that we've seen. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And they try and put a name on it. You don't have that. That's not something that happens. So whatever you're feeling, love is like really colorful. Love is so many different parts. Yeah.
So in conclusion, because I will have to go soon, because you know it's been almost 3 hours already.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the stream.
Yeah. Like 2 hours and a half is more than enough. I'm saying, because, you know, people still get like a little bit.
So yeah, just
not bored, but
you know,
tired.
Yeah, you get worn out because it's a pretty hefty podcast. Yeah.
And that as well, yeah. So for like a summary, I would like just to say that, yeah, in conclusion, we are all single. Yeah, that's why we're here, you know, because single people have time for podcasts apparently. No. So my suggestion would be, from what we've talked today, is instead of meeting people for love online, just go outside. Just, you know, be a man. Go there. Say hello. I like you, or whatever. She's not gonna bite you, but if she does, lucky you. And then just a more general view, just give people a chance, you know. Don't just be like, okay, so this girl looks, you know, I don't know, she looks weird, she's probably not a nice person. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Just give people a chance. Even if you don't want to be in like a love relationship with them, maybe, just maybe, you will meet somebody who will be the best friend for life. You never know. So just give people a chance, right? And
go out with the idea that you'll definitely hook up with someone tonight, or you feel pressured to like
no,
start something.
don't feel pressured. No.
Just to go out, and who knows, maybe you'll meet the people that you've always wanted to like spend time
Who
around.
knows? Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, sure as hell that's what happened to me here with caffeine. Right.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be online. It doesn't have to be just exclusively real life, right? It doesn't mean that your relationship is any less because it's like through a screen. It doesn't make your relationship less important.
Yeah.
Or like less. Like obviously, because you're not with the person more like face to face, it feels weaker. It feels like less. There's less of a connection there.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's kind of like the nature of it. But know that it doesn't mean that your relationship, what you feel for the other person through an online sort of like medium, it doesn't make it invalid. It doesn't make it like not a love, right? That doesn't mean you like just have a crap relationship because it's online.
Yeah.
Some of the most like healthy relationships can start online, but eventually grow into something that's real life. That's the crucial part of this, is it has to progress into something in real life. Otherwise, like you're not gonna always know what's up with the other person if it's online. Okay.
Nicely put. But just like for the last part that I just want to say is, if you do find somebody that is really nice and special, take care of him. Like literally, just don't take him for granted, because that's what especially men do. Just give her small things. Just give her like a flower someday, or just give her a hug or a kiss out of nowhere, and she will appreciate that. Don't be like, I want to buy her a big thing, I want to give her money. No.
That's one of the things with like love in movies. Like they always want like the characters to have like this big grand gesture and like, oh, I booked the entire stadium for you. So
yeah,
that,
that's
like, make my love to you.
No, that's
like
that's
like,
not good.
No, that's not how it works.
No.
You have to have all the small stuff along the way as well. Grand gestures are great and everything, but if you're doing them every other like holiday, every other big like event, like just you'd be better off just like spending some time sitting next to them and just like holding them and watching a movie and just talking.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the relationships that like I've known anyway. So those little moments, those quiet moments where you're just sitting together and just enjoying each other's company.
So I have one more example to give. One of my girls that I dated for a while, she was like doing stuff for me, like those small things, like I don't know, she just asked if I need something, and I was like, yeah, sure, I need this and that, and she would go to the store for me, just for me, not for herself, for me, which is nice, right? And I always thought that I should like give her money or buy her something good for that, or like, I don't know, whatever. But then I was like, no, I'm just gonna do something small for her, something that's like really meaningful. So instead of like giving her big gifts or whatever, I literally one day was like, okay, so yesterday you did this for me, I appreciate it, and today I just want to take you for a walk, like in a very, very nice nature somewhere. Dude, she was so excited. She was like, oh, that's the best gift you could have given me. She was so excited. We just went there, we held hands, we were walking around, talking. It was like, if I bought her like a new Lamborghini or take her for a walk there, she probably wouldn't go for the car. Just saying. She wouldn't. So small things do matter. Really. And especially women appreciate them.
Like, I never think it's right to value, like, the cost of, like, something over, like, the actual, the actual thing you get out of it.
Yeah.
The actual, like, work of it.
Yeah.
Don't think that your girl's gonna love you for a bigger box of chocolates just because
I mean, if she does, she's not the right for you.
Yeah, maybe consider someone who, like, just would rather you like bought them a really special, like, keychain.
Yeah.
Or something. Like,
yeah.
Really something that they've always wanted, they've been needing in the last few months. Like,
exactly.
Hey, maybe you could fill in some, like, really, really, really pressing forms that she's been putting off or something.
Yep.
Instead of, like, buying her this, like, new fucking, I don't know, gizmo from, like, Walmart or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't buy her shit that she doesn't need. This is what
exactly.
I'm trying to say. Like, don't buy her fucking purses just because that's what you do.
Don't try.
Notice that she maybe doesn't have, shoes that are good anymore. Like, buy her new shoes, and they don't have to be fancy and, like, have all these little gems on them that fall off after the first month.
No.
Buy her shoes that are, like, stuff that she wears day to day and comfy and, like, she feels, happy with. Like, buy them in a favorite color. The more trouble you go through to find something for someone, I think speaks more to, like, how much they'll treasure it.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, it's easy and, like, I just buy it on Amazon. Amazon's here. Amazon got your back.
Alright, Snake.
Bad boy, how are you?
The stream was great.
Podcast.
I know, the stream was great. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the stream was lovely.
There will be more. Definitely there will be more. There will be many more.
This is a podcast, Pat, where everyone talking about love.
Thanks, Manong. So I just want to end this literally with the last example from my collection of stories. Because I could go forever, but we need to upload this on YouTube as well, so it can be too long.
Pat boy, to answer your question, I am big gay. So deal with it.
Deal with it. Deal with me, boy.
Yeah, you got all the, like, nice ones, or all the, like, really supportive people. I've got this guy now.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't care.
Alright.
Snake, hope you have a great day too.
So, last but not least, that girl that I dated that I was talking about today a lot. One day she was, like, feeling really bad, and I had, like, literally
damn straight. I hear you.
not a lot of money, but I still wanted to do something nice for her, so I literally took her out for dinner, but we had dinner at a burger place. They sell just burgers here, just like outside, and they say burgers, right? And let me tell you, she enjoyed the company so much and that food that we ended there being for like 3 hours, just chatting away. And she was like, this is one of the best dates that I was on. So you don't have like to have money or big gifts to impress a woman. Just be yourself. That's what many people say. Just be yourself and just do small things. Because in the end, if she doesn't appreciate it, or he doesn't appreciate it, or whatever, he or she is not the right one for you. Move on. Period. And that's all I'm gonna say. You wanna add something up for the end?
I wanna add that, like, what was it? Like, you can definitely spend time with them that like sometimes you can have situations where you find it hard to spend time with someone, right?
Yeah.
You can spend time with them that you wouldn't otherwise have. Like, you can basically change your schedule up to, like, accommodate them.
Yeah.
But let them know that you're trying, and like if they can't accept the fact that like you're not spending enough time regardless of how hard you're trying, right? Then like I think that puts a really big like question whether or not like you should continue with them, right? And yeah, like don't how do you call it, like don't like crush your own ambitions.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't crush your own ambitions to like appease this partner, because like they need to understand that you have your own thing going on, and they can't put a halt to your work, okay?
Yeah.
But obviously, if you can find yourself in a position where you can pick what you want to work in, then maybe choose a job that isn't just always asking for your attention, always wanting you more than your fucking girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right? You can be married to your work, I guess, but like don't let your work marriage go over your like person marriage, right?
Yeah.
Because your work doesn't give a shit whether you're there or not, actually. Right? It only crumbles when no one's there. But it's still running fine even though you're not there, right? Big corporations can take care of themselves better than anything else we've got going on, right?
True.
Yeah.
Alright, well, this was fun.
Right. Yeah, this is a really cool podcast.
Oh yeah, I like it. So
you guys had fun in the stream, yeah.
I think they did.
I think they did. Okay. We'll consider it as their consent to have more of this content then. You just consented to a whole season of podcast from us then. You've done. Silence means yes. Silence means yes.
Yes, silence means yes. Shut up. Alright. So next week there's no podcast. We're doing it twice a month, so in 2 weeks again. But next week me and Softie are still doing Uno.
Yeah, we're doing Uno.
Yeah, boy. So
Uno's gonna be fun. Yeah.
We'll still do podcast, unofficial podcast with Uno. But yeah, we will have a new topic in 2 weeks. We are not gonna say which one because it's gonna be a surprise, But it's not gonna be love. Love is like, for now we are done with love. Who gives a...
We might come back at some point, but it won't be like this. It
No.
will be like
something different.
Yeah. Something different, yeah.
Exactly.
It won't be like same structure, basically, is what I'm trying to get at.
Exactly. So, thank you, Softie, for being here with me. I appreciate it. This is for you.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks for everybody
everyone
who was here.
Thanks for hanging out in stream, everyone.
And
appreciate it.
we will see you next week on the Uno.
Alright.
Bye-bye.